edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report.
Oh.
And once again, it is the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how are you, my friends?
I'm doing well today, Brian.
What a day yesterday, huh?
Honestly, I want to thank you guys really for yesterday. I know it's funny because, like, you know, the weekend is obviously coming up and everything like that, and you know we have plans to go to Port Jeff. Dude, never been. At least never been out in Port Jeff. But you know, yesterday, I mean, it you know lined up perfectly with the birthday to have the Subway Series. Dude, we were able to go to the Southport, the pool queue. Dude, it was really a nice time, dude. It was awesome.
Yeah, definitely was awesome. And I know you were impressed with me on the pool table yesterday.
Yeah, very impressed, dude.
Second game.
Dude,
especially.
second game, yeah, the nice run. We had like 5 balls in. Like, honestly, it was like we were like gelling real nice, dude. And Michael just really couldn't handle it, I don't think, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, just buckling under the pressure.
Yeah, I think he was a little bothered.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's
dude.
for sure. And it's funny too. I'm not even completely comfortable with holding the stick like the quote unquote right way. I kind of tried to incorporate that in because I was always just down, like I guess it would be between the pointer and the middle finger. And I know that's just like
frowned upon.
Yeah,
people like because I used to do that. And we went to the horseshoe. People were like, "What? Look at you.
Yeah,
what are you doing?"
Because I used to have a problem like doing it the other way. Like I would almost miss the ball. Like I could not come through straight with the shot.
I you know, Mike, I guess, like grew up playing pool and stuff, as did I, but I just never really so one day he really showed me like how to like hold it like in between, you know, like your thumb and your knuckle almost, which is, I mean, I don't know, dude. I feel like either way, it's kind of the same deal. As long as you're not doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's kind of like with a golf swing. It's all about point of contact.
Right. Exactly. If you're making
inner third.
Yeah, exactly, dude. If you're making good contact, if the ball goes in, you know, like, what's up? You know?
Yeah. Do you think Renee was getting a little excited about the what's
up? No, I don't think she really cares.
She enjoys the competition. Then she tried bringing the Yankees into it, which was
that's right.
What are we doing here, Renee? What are we doing? You know?
I know, dude. She was going down a dark path.
Yeah, very dark, very dark. But and then once again, Southport pizza. Like, are you kidding?
Hammered it, dude. With the the Greek salad. Is that not like one of the best salads ever?
In the peppers.
Oh God, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah. And
it was so good. Mouth is watering right now just thinking about it. Even the plane, dude. The plane was
the plane was really good.
So good, dude.
And it almost was better than the sausage yesterday just because I think it was such a high volume day in terms of intake.
Yeah.
That you know what I mean? It was a little lighter going down.
Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely a little easier going down, dude. But I think we made the good decision was to not get the Sicilian.
Oh,
it would have been overkill with the Sicilian.
I mean, you think a Greek salad, chicken, and the Sicilian, that's enough for the three of us?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Just because of,
I mean, the Sicilian. I mean, we're gonna have probably 2 slices each, 3 slices maybe.
Yeah,
with the salad, you know.
But and it's like I like the Sicilian, but I don't know. I feel like I just like a regular pizza better. I mean, not that it's like not good, right? But I'm saying I prefer. I think in the pecking order.
And I mean, they're different, you know. Like they are really different pies when you really boil it down.
Yeah,
and the pizza, you know, brown pie is just classic, dude.
And it's hard not to lather it with garlic.
I know do the garlic powder, the Parmesan, grated cheese action,
a little red pepper,
dude. I mean, they opened it, I think, in like 50 minutes.
I honestly could go for a Sicilian right now.
Yeah, Sicilian.
Yeah, with the Greek salad.
With the Greek
Perfect
salad,
lunch.
Chicken. Yeah, it really is so good. Have you been there when we've gotten garlic knots? Right?
I don't think so, actually. No,
because the garlic knots are really
garlic knots are one of those things like you have a tough time putting down.
Yeah,
Like
and it's
not
like
putting down, but like putting down with your hands.
Yeah. And it's so crazy too because when you really think about it, like you have pizza with, garlic. That's so much bread and all the bread, dude. Like, oh my goodness, it's so good, and the garlic and the oil and the tossed. Oh,
yeah. That was great. And then DQ. It had been a while, no?
Yeah, honestly, for me, definitely like maybe a couple months. Honestly, I think maybe since April.
Okay.
So that was nice. And then I normally go Reese's,
which is what I got,
Blizzard.
Which was great.
Right, always go that, always. But for some reason, I guess I just had a little hankering for Oreo.
Yeah.
And it hit the spot, dude. The spot.
Yeah. No, Oreos and ice cream. I mean, it's kind of tough to top that combination.
I mean, I think the Reese's Blizzard is better because that's my normal go-to.
Yeah, I mean, it's very close though. I mean, there's not that much separation.
1A, 1B.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I was surprised though you weren't a fan of the strawberry cheesequake days or the Oreo cheesequake.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think I've had that maybe twice, honestly. I don't even think I've gotten it. I think I just tried it, but I just feel like I don't know. I think it was just like a little too artificial for me. Almost.
Yeah, imagine if it was like real cheesecake, like your mother's cheesecake. We just chopped it up,
bits of it. Oh God, dude, that'd be so good, so ridiculous.
Yeah. Boy, sounds good. Did you boycott breakfast today after the big night last night?
Had to, dude. I wasn't, dude. No, nothing. I couldn't.
Really?
Woke up today, like stomach hurt a little bit.
Are we okay now?
We are okay now, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about the food and I'm enjoying it, so it's like.
So you're getting ready for lunch.
Honestly, basically, dude.
Rice is prepped. Jay stole it or no?
No. I didn't have time to meal prep this week, dude. Meal prep, nothing.
Gaetanos today?
God, dude. I mean,
but it is your birthday week.
Yeah, the whole week, dude. I mean, it's a distinct possibility we can go Gaetanos. Because honestly, dude, like, not to like knock on Village Bagels or anything, but I feel like sometimes I see them like they microwave their chicken cutlets. They heat them up.
Yeah, Pete.
Why do you do that?
Yeah, it's hard for me not to get Gaetanos. I mean, I know there's a couple other delis like Rye Ridge. I think there's one in Westport and
never
one
heard
in
of that.
Stanford. In Rye, that's where it originated. That place is good, but it's like, maybe $20 for a sandwich.
Really?
And then I haven't tried it, but it's nearby in Stanford on, I think, High Ridge, but Fusaro supposedly is really good too.
Really?
Yeah, it's like just a neighborhood Italian deli. I think there's another one in Greenwich too. So there are options, but Village, I think all around, honestly, Village, like it's not bad, but it's not great.
I know. I don't think Gaetanos doesn't microwave anything, right? No way.
No, it's not.
And I don't think actually it's kind of funny. I haven't been a Pickle Barrel in forever. They don't normally microwave anything either. I feel because they have their flat top on. Because Village closes that they turn off their grill at 1.
Okay. Yeah,
which is kind of a bad move.
But you know what? With the Pickle Barrel, proximity to the Gaetano, it's tough to get there. Honestly, because it's just like unless it's a Monday. Are they open on Mondays? Because Gaetano's always was open on Mondays, but they're closed on Mondays now.
Oh yeah, you know what? I don't think Pickle Barrel's open on Mondays.
They're not open on Mondays either.
I don't think so.
Okay,
which is kind of beat. If that's like a thing.
I don't know if like obviously they want to like just prep for the week or whatever. Right. But I wonder too if they're thinking like, well, I mean, especially summer, like everybody's going out to eat and stuff. Like, so I don't think they're like dying to get a big sandwich for lunch on Monday.
Yeah, very true.
I'm not gonna get it, but boy, if Gaetanos for lunch would be nice.
God, I know.
Now you're gonna end up getting it.
No, I can't. I can't, dude.
What do you think it's gonna be though?
I have no idea. I was honestly planning on not even eating till dinner today,
which is kind of tough.
Well, now, I mean, yeah,
Brian.
Oh,
what was the Brian about? Do you remember?
Dude, that was so long ago now. And wasn't it kind of like Brian?
Yeah, like a tight.
Yeah. Maybe something about the Mets. Who knows?
Probably. But I feel like it was something different. I don't know. Oh boy, that is good stuff. And we do have to talk about baseball, but before we get to the debacle in the Bronx last night, let's go to the world of the National Football League.
6 for 101, 2 touchdowns. Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
How about that throw?
Sam Darnold blasted! Oh my goodness! this. Did he take a hit? In trouble once. Brings him down. Loft one for Odell Beckham Jr. Got it down. Touchdown.
All right. And we're all good down, Tony. Thank you. We had a couple contract extensions yesterday in the National Football League. And I believe this actually came out this morning. The Giants signing left tackle Andrew Thomas to a 5-year extension, $117.5 million. And the $67 million guarantee is a record for an offensive lineman. So the Giants locking up their left tackle. And this comes the day after, Saquon kind of gets, shafted, for lack of a better term, on that 1-year deal. Thomas, who's 24, the Giants took him in 2020 with the 4th overall pick. And that was the year the Jets, unfortunately, took Mekhi Becton, who supposedly has been at Burger King and McDonald's in the offseason. Apparently didn't have a good showing yesterday, looking out of shape once again. So, I mean, we know how important left tackle is, especially when you rely on your run game and you need as much time as you can get for Daniel Jones. I think it's a move that makes sense, but, they were talking about it on Rick and Dave this morning. I mean, you have to be somewhat, if you're Saquon Barkley, like you have to have some type of bitter taste in your mouth after seeing that come out this morning.
Yeah, dude. But I don't know. I mean, it is kind of tough. I mean, obviously, if you're Saquon, you really do have a tough, I think, time looking at this, especially because, I mean, I just feel like it's just such close proximity to your deal being done, So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of tough for him to see that. I'm sure it's tough, for a lot of Giants fans to see it as well. But I mean, in reality, your left tackle is a very important position. So, I mean, obviously, better than I. I mean, is this like a crazy extension for him in terms of left tackles around the league, or is this like kind of status quo?
That's up there. I mean, because if you think about it, it's $117 million over 5 years. So if it was $20 million, it's 100, and then 17. So what? $23 million. I mean, that's a lot for an offensive lineman. But only 24 years old, so you think it's a great move for sure, and that you can have that stability on the offensive line. But I was thinking more and more about Saquon today, and I feel like he is the rare case where if it came, which it didn't because you have that power with the franchise tag, but if it came down to losing him, he is worth overpaying for it, because I think if Saquon Barkley did not play for the Giants this year, and other than if they were somehow lucky enough to land Dalvin Cook, and they went with like Matt Breida, they would be like a 3-win team. I don't think Daniel Jones, sans Saquon Barkley, I don't even know if he's a starting quarterback in the league. Honestly, I think he means that much to this offense. What do you think?
I mean, look, I touched upon it yesterday a little bit too. You look at the numbers, and when Saquon Barkley's on the field, Daniel Jones' numbers are better. We know, Barkley's numbers were good, last season. Obviously, of course, the Giants are expecting more out of him too. So I mean, it's like, you look at what type of role he had with the offense last season. I mean, the Giants did not really have great receivers at all.
Right.
So they relied on Barkley a lot. And, again, like you look at those stipulations that are in his contract to kind of, get some more money here. I mean, they're expecting him to perform better than what he did last year. And he was a huge part of the offense last year. He was a huge part of the team last year. So I do think if you really boil it down, I mean, I think that the contract does undervalue him a little bit. Again, you're coming from a Giants perspective. I mean, he's your offense, dude. Like, he's kind of your core of your offense, and you're expecting him to get a lot of carries, a lot of touches, running out of the backfield, protecting Daniel Jones when you want in the pocket. He's going to be playing a lot of snaps. So, I mean, it does kind of seem like he's a little underpaid, and I don't know if that's going to cause any type of friction again, like Saquon Barkley seems to be a very clean cut guy. He hasn't really gotten into any issues. He's not really in the media for anything bad. He hasn't had the Giants in a negative light at all. You see players like who is that rookie that just got caught going like 140 miles an hour in his Lambo?
Oh man.
And
Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
From the Vikings.
Exactly. I mean, you see these players coming in who are young and dumb and doing stupid shit because they have a lot of money now. Saquon has been really under the radar. So he's a really like seemingly an all around, great addition to the team. So yeah, dude, I mean, it is a little tough that he seems to be underpaid. And I don't know. I mean, do you think that because some guys have been talking on the radio, on ESPN radio, about how moving forward, like contracts like this, I mean, there should be some type of like players association type of deal that limits the amount of carries now.
But you can't do that.
I mean, it'd be kind of ridiculous,
can't do that.
How about one guy called in Rick and Dave today and was like, "Oh, like next time, like Saquon is like, in the pocket trying to protect Daniel Jones, like he should just not block anyone."
Yeah, no, but you can't do that either. And I know it would be kind of odd. I think it's like you have to change the rookie contract structure. And I don't know if you just make all players that aren't picked in the first round go down to three years, or all players go down to 3 years, and the first rounders have a 4th-year option.
Right.
Because do you think it wouldn't be fair or approved if they made it that just running backs were 3 and everyone else had the normal contract structure? Or
I mean, I don't know. I think it's really tough. It seems like that the running back position is so like almost like delicate with the amount of shit that's going on around it, because it seems to be a dying position. So I don't know, man. I mean, the only thing I can think of is like, a position like fullback, for example, something that was used so much that's not used at all anymore. I mean, like, do like what were those contracts like? I know obviously different time in general, but I mean, like
they were basically like kickers unless you were a pro bowler.
But I mean, when they were on the way out, like, were they like not getting paid? Were they getting paid absolutely nothing?
They were never getting paid anything unless you were like Mike Allstott or something,
right? So yeah, I guess it is still a different situation.
But I mean, that was completely different too, because the fullbacks, for the most part, unless they were counting on a short yardage, they're just blocking. Yeah, I mean, they weren't doing anything else. Right. Now, there's some guys like Kyle Juszczyk for San Francisco comes to mind. There are a couple guys that are useful.
Then is it kind of safe to say that, why, like, seeing this running back position kind of dwindle in terms of use and popularity and obviously worth to different teams? We've never really seen this before in the NFL.
No,
not really.
No, it's just continued to dwindle down. And I think they said yesterday that a Super Bowl champion hasn't had a 1,000-yard rusher since 2016.
Wow.
But I just think there are certain scenarios where guys are important. And like you think about, obviously, Saquon, Derrick Henry for years for Tennessee. Obviously, they're a shade of themselves without him. And then I know he hasn't been on the team that long, but I think Christian McCaffrey is so important to San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
He fits in with that scheme perfectly. And especially because no matter, if whether it's Trey Lance, whether it's Brock Purdy, or God forbid it's Sam Darnold, they're going to rely on him.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like, again, like, I know maybe you're looking at it now at a team-to-team basis, whereas in general in the league, running backs aren't valued as much. But like we were saying, I think the Giants, I mean, it seems like they're taking it for granted a little bit here.
Yeah, but it's Shane. I mean, everybody, I don't, obviously not being a Giants fan, I'm not too keyed in on him, but supposedly everybody says he's brilliant. And it's a fine line because you have to do what's best for the organization. And that's paying Andrew Thomas and not giving long-term security to Saquon Barkley. But then, like, you think about the locker room and stuff. But I think it's like, that's more of a organization or front office specifically player issue, not, Saquon amongst his teammates, Saquon, amongst the coaching staff. He knows that those guys don't control what type of contract he gets. So I think, they play it the right way. We'll see if it rears his ugly head down the road. But it's definitely something interesting to keep in mind.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure. We also did have yesterday Justin Herbert, the Chargers and Herbert agreeing on a 5-year, $262.5 million contract extension. And this is the day before the Chargers open training camp, and it keeps him in Los Angeles through the 2029 season. The deal includes a no trade clause, $133.7 million in full guarantees, and $193.7 in injury guarantees. And on a per year basis, it makes Justin Herbert the highest paid quarterback in the National Football League. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes' contract has a higher value to it, but in terms of per season, Herbert is at the top by himself at $52.5 million, and Lamar Jackson in second at $52 million, and Jalen Hurts at $51 million. And
wow,
it is crazy. And I know, stuff kind of moves quicker than you anticipate, but it did seem like, we had a time where contract salaries for the quarterbacks was like in the low 30s. And then it seemed like we kind of like barely were in the 40s, and now we're just in the 50s.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that. I mean, it's pretty crazy. How many years? 5?
5, yeah.
Jesus, dude. I mean, it's a good move for the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
To lock him up for 5 years.
I mean, because obviously they haven't done anything with him yet.
Right.
25 and 24, one time in the playoffs with a loss. But he's passed for the most yards in the quarterback's first three seasons at 14,089.
In general?
Yes.
Wow.
And he has also completed the most passes, 13-16. His 64 total QBR ranks 4th in the NFL since his rookie season in 2020. And he has thrown 94 career touchdowns, recording 3 consecutive seasons with 25 passing touchdowns, putting his name along Peyton Manning as the only quarterbacks to do that at the outset of their careers. But, like I said, they haven't accomplished anything yet. I don't think it could fall on his shoes. But, I mean, and I know they're in such a tight division, but it seems like, I mean, you got to at least win a playoff game this year, no? Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. They're like, the division is kind of tight. Do you think they will?
Yeah, but I can't see it being more than 1, and I think it's going to be tough. Also, and there's a lot of chatter too, with Sean Payton in town. Broncos will be much improved. We know what the Chiefs are. So that's a tough spot for the Chargers. I mean, I guess everybody, general consensus, and some guys like JT the Brick, who hosts the show on Mad Dog Radio, late night weeknight, took exception. I think USA Today had them winning like 3 games. So you think about them at the bottom, the questions with Garoppolo, and then it's like, well, is second place going to be Denver, or is it going to be Los Angeles? And based on last year, of course, you're going to go with the Chargers. But I think when you add a Hall of Fame level coach like Sean Payton, you don't know what type of jump you're going to have. I mean, it could be tremendous. We know the defense is great. The problem was offense last year. And we know Sean Payton, that's what he specializes in. So what do you think about that? I mean, you still think the Broncos, because of how bad Russ looked last year, are still going to struggle?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, no, yeah. I mean, they're definitely going to struggle. Again, I would imagine there's some improvement here. And I'm looking at their records in the standing from last year. Denver in last place for the West here at 5-12. I mean, I couldn't imagine. I mean, what are they going to win? Maybe 7 games? this year, right? 8, you think?
No,
Come on,
I could see winning 10.
Really?
Sean Payton is a good coach.
You know? Do you think Russ is just going to be good?
Yeah, I mean, I just think Nathaniel Hackett, and hopefully that was just as a head coach. But I mean, I said it many times last year. I mean, he was a deer in headlights, but we know he's a Rodgers guy, and there's clearly a difference, despite them having an equal amount of Super Bowls,
right,
between Rodgers and Russell Wilson. But yeah, I think Russ, as ridiculous as he is, and a fan favorite of Michael's, of course, I think he was humbled by the failures of last season.
Really?
You don't? I mean, for a guy that thinks that highly of himself, to more or less completely embarrass yourself. I mean, that has to affect him somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I really haven't done a lot of research on him in the offseason. I don't know if he does seem humbled, but I mean, I don't know, man. To me, it just seemed like, and I watched a lot of his games. I watched some highlights of last season, during the year. I mean, it seemed like he was making a lot of mistakes. He was not completing passes. He was throwing interceptions.
Right.
A big reason why they couldn't score is because he wasn't doing what he needed to do, it seemed. So I mean, yes, of course you would expect, with Peyton as his head coach. I mean, that's a huge amount of tutelage you're getting, a huge amount of experience that Sean brings to the team, winning experience at that. And of course, Wilson also has, experience in winning as well, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It just seemed like he was so washed, and to just kind of maybe lay it down on the shoulders of Hackett. I mean, I don't know, man. I think that's, I don't know. And I mean, yeah, to win 10 games, I think is going to be a stretch for Denver. I mean, I think they can come in third in this division, but I mean, I think it's, going to be pretty much the same as last year, Kansas City and the Chargers.
Do you see Las Vegas as a lock for last place, or?
In my eyes, yeah, I think right now.
But what a colossal failure. I mean, huge. Devontae Adams, Josh McDaniels, the scenario with Josh Jacobs, who hasn't reported the training camp after getting franchise tagged.
Yeah, what are we doing? Like, what is that?
I mean, I don't think he's going to sit out.
No, he can't, but
because he doesn't, no leverage. But what is, because I feel like that is a common sentiment. Is it that they're not going to have a good year? I mean, is it just as simple as you can't count on Jimmy Garoppolo to play 17 games? And even if he is in there, he is good, but he's not great. And that's why they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I would say that. Again, the injury bug, I mean, is an issue with him.
Yeah.
If he's not available, like,
yeah, they're screwed.
You're screwed.
Yeah, we're going to put in Jared Stidham.
Who the hell's that?
Exactly.
Yes. By the way, we do have, I think, a little breaking news here, actually.
Good or bad?
No, I guess it's pretty good. Good for Chokery, as the Carolina Hurricanes just lock up Sebastian Aho, 8 years, $78 million contract. It's about $9.75 million annually. Obviously, beginning next season. 26 years old, had 67 points last year for the Hurricanes. That was second most on the team, behind Martin Nikas, who had 71. So yeah, dude. Obviously, Sebastian Aho, big piece for the Hurricanes. And he's certainly, like, I don't know, you see that guy coming in the league. I think he developed into a good, nice two-way hockey player. Like I said, scores a lot for the Hurricanes. So I think that's a huge deal. 8 years. So you're gonna have him now. What I say, he's 26, so he's gonna have him through 34.
Yeah, and you like it. Like,
yeah,
the move. You have to do it.
You have to do it. You'd be stupid not to.
Yeah. I'm curious. I just texted Chokery to see what he would say, because I'm sure at work right now, he might not have seen that right away. Do we have some comments?
We do have some comments. We have 2 comments, it looks like, right here. Lonnie, wow, dude, says, what up, guys? I'm here. Tony got a nice little gift from his Mets last night. I know Brian was probably crying tears of pain. He says Michael was probably giggling somewhere in the corner, LOL. Hashtag rep the company. Actually, Michael seemed to be like kind of really rooting for the Yankees last night.
Yeah, he had his Clay Holmes jersey.
Yeah. Which is pretty interesting, because I guess he was there. He
right?
Be, Yankees, Mets. But
yeah. I mean, it's Luckily, Lonnie, as you know how good Southport Pizza is, we had that. We had some good pool games, some great beers, courtesy of Dean over at the Horseshoe.
Oh yeah.
Nobody does it better. Guinness Pour, that's for sure.
So good.
And then to top it up, Dairy Queen. So Lonnie, you know what? Those were the positives last night. The baseball we'll get to in a second. But obviously it was tough. I mean, no one's denying that. That's for sure. So Aho, the 8 years, 78 million. It seems like, because I know there's been some other players that have been signed to extensions. I know Chokri had texted me about a few, that they're making an emphasis on keeping their core, and look forward to growing with that group in the coming years.
I mean, you really have to, dude. You guys got I think pretty lucky, honestly, with the core you got. Again, like Sebastian Aho is a player who came in and wasn't like crazy good. But he was able to kind of really, I guess, progress as a player. I mentioned him becoming a two-way player, not just someone who could score, but someone who can play defense as well. And, you look at Martin Nikos, another guy, look at his stats from last season. He played all 82 games, 28 goals, 43 assists, 24 years old, drafted in the first round by the Hurricanes. That's a great draft pick right there. Obviously, Brent Burns, about him. And then, to have Svechnikov, obviously tough, kind of getting that injury late in the season. But still, over 64 games, 55 points. Another first round pick, 23 years old for the Hurricanes. I mean, you have a really, like, your three guys are in their early to mid 20s, your top three guys. And then, of course, Kotkaniemi. You look at some of his stats from from last season too. Someone you actually picked up from Montreal, but still 23 years old. He had 43 points for you last season. So it's interesting, dude. And Seth Jarvis, even too. He's another guy. He's 21 years old. Drafted by Carolina in the first round of 2020. He had 39 points last season, plus 10 on the ice. He's a great center you can build around. It's really crazy. His face-off percentage is over 50%. It's really impressive, honestly, the amount of youthful talent that the Hurricanes have. And then, Teravainen, too. I think all these names, it's kind of crazy how much we kind of forgot. Jordan Martinhook did a good job last season, too. Jacob Slavin they picked up, and they have some good, rookie guys as well. I'd like to see, actually, obviously not up on their off-season moves. Let's see if we can check it out. Obviously, the big news is yada, yada, yada. I guess they picked up Tony DeAngelo as well. That's pretty crazy. Because he used to be on, they signed Tony DeAngelo to a 1-year contract. He used to be on Carolina maybe 2 years ago, I think, a couple years ago.
Where did he come from?
Originally came from the Rangers, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think originally.
Like everybody else on the team.
Honestly, dude. So that's pretty good for a defenseman, I suppose. I'm trying to look to see if they have any, like, who they re-sign. Hurricanes re-sign. I guess I can just. Oh wow, dude. I guess they re-signed George Stahl to a 4-year contract.
Yeah, that's what Chogri had texted me about.
That's a little tough, dude. He's like 30
11.6. So I mean, he's making peanuts.
I know,
not even $3 million a year.
But still, I don't think he's gonna last 4 years, dude.
You don't think?
I don't think so, dude. Let's look at his. I mean, I guess he had 34 points for you last season. I mean, he's probably coming on the third, fourth line. He's gonna be 38 by the time I suppose that he ends his contract. But I mean, I suppose he wasn't doing damage. 34 points plus 7 on the ice, so it's not like he's, I guess, doing things poorly. Played 81 games. I guess that's not terrible, honestly, because again, you think of the youthfulness you have still on the team. To keep him around isn't terrible. I guess is that really it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, good for the Hurricanes, dude. They're building a dynasty.
They're
going to be a competitive team for a really long time. Great goaltending too.
Yeah.
They're going to be coming.
But I
into some cups,
think
dude.
Ranta and Anderson are running it back again.
Yeah.
But it's like, what about Svechnikov
or Kochnikov? Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's interesting. I mean, it's tough because Anderson was injured, you know. So like, I mean, obviously we've seen it before in sports where some guy goes down and the backup comes in, and it's over for the guy who got injured. But I don't know, dude. I mean, I think he deserves a shot at least. I think they're gonna go with that and then kind of assess.
But I think Kochnikov is ready, though.
I'm sure he's gonna get some looks, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will be.
So that'll be interesting. I believe we have actually a couple more comments.
Let's go, dude. I bet they're from Lonnie. He says, "Oh, I seen the pics with like a good time.
Great time,
amazing time, fantastic
time."
Then we have Matthew Gabriel saying, "Oh, fellas," he says, "What's going on, boys? Tony, happy you got a victory only because it was your birthday. Nice tie dye." He says, "Thank you, Matthew." And yeah, I mean the stars aligned. I think for me and the Mets last
I had to say, Matthew, I don't agree with you there. I'm not happy about it.
I mean, obviously,
no, I know. I'm just messing with him.
No,
if anybody knows, Matthew knows, and it's always good to hear from him, of course. But there were a couple other extensions just to wrap up this football conversation. Another one, the Cowboys, two-time Pro Bowler Trevon Diggs, 5-year extension worth $97 million and includes $21.25 million signing bonus, and he's guaranteed $42.3 million at signing. He's now signed through 2028. And it's kind of interesting. He's kind of a boomer bust, type of player. Only had 3 interceptions last season after having 11 the season before. So he kind of takes chances, jumps routes. But he is only 24 years old. We know he's athletic. He's got size at 6'2". So I think it's a good signing for the Cowboys as long as they keep him in check and make sure he's not, taking too many chances out there just because, when you're letting up touchdowns, then that contract isn't looking so hot.
Yeah. Do you think he will be?
I think it's just going to be the same. But who knows? We've seen all good cornerbacks have seasons where double-digit interceptions, a couple years in a row, only 1 or 2, and then they go back up. So it's sometimes that can be a little finicky.
Yeah. But overall, good extension.
Overall, I think you wanted to keep him. Yeah. He's a big cog on your defense. We also had the Texans reaching a 3-year, $56 million extension with Tyus Howard. And this is $36.5 million guaranteed. First-round pick out of Alabama State 2019. He started 54 games for the Texans the past 4 seasons. So I think this is a good move for them. You've really built the offensive line over there with Laramie Tunsil and Shaq Mason. So I think, the Texans, obviously a lot of work still to do, but you're putting CJ Stroud in a position to succeed by firming up that offensive line early in his career.
Do you think so?
You don't?
No, I think so. I mean, early on, obviously, you kind of want to lock him up, huh?
Yeah. And one thing that's interesting, the Saints have brought back Jimmy Graham. Did you see that, Tony?
I did not, actually.
Were you ever a Jimmy Graham guy back in the day?
Kind of indifferent towards him, I suppose. Were you a Jimmy Graham
he's
fan?
36 years old.
Yeah.
Loved what he did, with the Saints. Obviously, what was he there for 5 seasons, 2010 to 2014. But since then, hasn't done much, was a flop in Green Bay. Missed all last season in Chicago last year. Didn't produce when he was in the lineup. But
oh wow, yeah. Why did he miss the injury or?
Yeah, in age, but
right.
Maybe I could see him. Maybe catching a couple touchdown passes. He'll be with Derek Carr taking over the quarterback reins there in New Orleans. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. But, I do like seeing stuff like that, guys playing what you would think would be, his last season of his career where it all started.
That is nice. I suppose it is kind of poetic. You think this is his last year? What's their deal? What's his deal? 1 year?
Yes. I 36 tight end. I mean, it's old.
Yeah. So probably one and retire.
Yeah.
Just to retire back in New Orleans.
Yeah. So
that's kind of cool.
I don't expect much out of New Orleans with Carr though this year. And I'm so glad because I think at a time and I apologize, Charlie. I feel like I keep yawning and I don't know.
Did you not get a lot of sleep last night?
No, I did. But
you did get a lot of sleep.
Enough. But you know how it is. Anyway, Tony, I at one point was kind of like feeling Carr more as the Jet quarterback than Rodgers, but you think about it, it's just he's mediocre. Derek Carr's mediocre. There's no way he's leading New Orleans to a playoff berth.
No.
So what's the point of even signing him?
I feel like if Carr was on the Jets right now, that'd be a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Who's that guy? Hill, right, for the Saints?
Taysom Hill, yep.
What the hell is his deal?
They don't want him to be a full-time quarterback. He's just a tight end, a running back.
I feel like his position is so confusing on the team to me. Watching the Saints, I feel like every other play he was in a different position.
Yeah,
which half the time they put him a quarterback, he just like throws like a dud,
Yeah, they did give him a little run at QB. I don't know. I guess,
and he's like highly touted, that guy.
Yeah, but I would have liked to see more of a chance there. But he also is older than we think. I think he's like mid-30s at this point.
Yawning.
Hey, Lonnie knows what it's like.
Does he?
You don't think so?
Let's see. Taysom Hill. No, I think Lonnie knows what it's like. He's 32 now. Wow.
So he got a late start because I think he had a Mormon mission before his NFL career started.
Actually,
he went to BYU.
Yeah. What is a Mormon mission? They go somewhere.
Yeah. They're away for like 2 years.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So
Zach Wilson didn't want to do that.
I guess. Yeah. I guess he didn't do that. But
it's probably why he's not been doing well, dude.
No, I think it's just because
God is pissed off at him. I think
it's annoying. I guess they were saying, I don't know if it was, maybe it might have been Han and Bart, but just that it's tough that he's your backup quarterback,
right?
And the whole reason you even still have him is just because you're hoping, well, after playing a season with Aaron Rodgers, even if he gets in no games, that teams will want to take a chance, say, he had a year under Rodgers, redefined, a new start, a new place,
right?
The age, the arm talent. But
don't you also think too? Like, after 2 years of Rodgers, Zach Wilson might be looking as the starter.
Well, the problem is, this is just going to be his third year in the NFL. You have to pick up the fourth-year option after this year.
Right.
You don't pick it up, then he's going to be out of a contract. And then what type of contract can you give a guy that didn't play? If he doesn't play.
Right. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he's still going to be sticking with the Jets, though, regardless, no? Like, you're gonna have to start thinking about post-Rodgers.
Right, but post-Rodgers is going to be somebody else. It's not going to be Zach Wilson.
You really think so?
That much. Yes. They're done.
That's too bad, dude.
Yeah. Michael still believes in him and Kwame Brown, though, right?
Oh, yeah, he does. Kwame Brown, dude.
The story. Oh, man. That is funny. But yeah, football around the corner.
You're excited for it.
I'm very excited. Yes. Because I do think the Jets, they're going to have a great year. It starts Monday night against Buffalo. Everybody's saying you got to get that one, which
that's what they say.
I see it because they're saying like, well, you think about your division games. You're going to play Buffalo on the road later in the year. Are you expecting to win at Buffalo? That's going to be a tough spot. You don't want to lose 2 games to them. So I get all that. I do. But we will see, Tony. That's for sure. But let's go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one to win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeouts.
Drill deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right.
I
Brian.
forgot to say too, Chokery did text me back and he said, while that's exciting, he took all the cap flexibility, but he deserves it.
He really does, dude.
So I just think it's just one of those things when you have a player that's very good and it comes down to losing him or potentially paying him a little more than you're comfortable paying him. I mean, when is it really not worth it?
And I feel like the Hurricanes are also a team. I know a lot of people don't like this. But I mean, the Hurricanes are a team where you can run it back with the same guys, honestly. Like you really could. Because they are really that good. And you were struggling with some injury, which you will probably struggle with again next season. But I mean, again, like in terms of worrying about cap space, I would lock these guys up. I just mentioned like those 5 guys I mentioned are all in their mid-20s, dude. 21, 24, 25. Like this is again, like it's gonna be pretty crazy. The dynasty the Hurricanes are gonna be having, dude.
Yeah.
And they're gonna want people are gonna want to play for them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So needless to say, I think PNC Arena is going to be popping.
I think we're gonna have to make a trip down next season. Like, honestly,
yeah.
dude. No. Like we gotta go, dude.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Why not? Right? No, North Carolina's sick, honestly. No, it really is.
No,
the
I know,
food, the games.
Well, do you have a good barbecue spot down there, dude?
There's so many.
So many?
Yeah, good Italian.
No.
No.
Is there actually Italian food down there?
I told you about it last time I was there. Daniel's. I was talking about it before I went down there. I know it was a while ago, Tony. Why would you remember a random restaurant? I'm just saying.
Yes.
At one point or another, I did tell you, though, regardless of that.
Okay. All right. I believe you. But Italian restaurant named Daniel's, I'll have to see it for myself, dude.
Okay.
Daniel's,
yeah.
Who the hell? What type of Italian guy names restaurant Daniel's?
I've come across a couple.
Daniel's.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Tony, it's not about the name. It's about the product.
It's about the name, dude.
Products.
Name and the product.
So random, but before we talk about the game last night, did you see what I tagged you in with Francesa on baseball?
No, it wasn't what you showed me
now.
yesterday. It wasn't what you showed me.
I don't know. I just take a look on Twitter real quick.
All right, see what we got going on here.
Lonnie and Josh were getting a kick out of it as well.
Oh boy. Let's go in here. Oh no, dude. It's not this about the Rodon article thing that you tagged?
No, about having pearly whites.
It was before that. Oh my goodness. Dude, there's so many notifications here. It was yesterday? Like after the sports board.
Yeah.
But before I saw you.
Yeah. 11:01 yesterday.
AM?
No.
What?
PM.
PM. Oh, okay. So we're looking at like 12 hours ago here. Dude, I can't. Mentioned you 6 tweets. I don't know, dude. I don't find it. I don't
it's the SNY video of him talking, but if you just look at it, his I mean, I could go show it to you real quick if you want.
Oh, so just like send it to me or tag me again.
All right. But I mean, it's so clear, like completely new teeth. And
wait, actually,
they look like they're almost falling out. They're as white as a ghost. It's actually insane.
Like dentures.
Yeah. Take a look.
Tag me again.
Mm-hmm. I think you're having a tagging problem.
Dude, you know what, dude? Honestly, like with like the company and everything, like I get like a lot of notifications.
So still nothing.
Con which I attended, the T-shirts that I own. Are you surprised how social media kind of took your persona and kind of ran with it?
You know, after
wow.
things changed very radically.
That's pretty bad, though, no?
That is pretty bad, dude.
You think definitely dentures?
Dude, yes, absolutely dentures, dude.
And you were saying at the horsey yesterday, you think he packed out a couple since he signed off back in, what was it, 2020, 2019?
Dude, absolutely. He looks like he's gained like a good amount of weight, dude. Like,
you think Vet Rivers is sending him free food or something?
Maybe, dude. Maybe he knows about Daniels down in North Carolina. Dude.
Maybe he does, Tony. I can't wait till you try it, honestly. That's gonna be
honestly, me too, chicken parm.
Anything you want.
Anything I want. What would you recommend? We're down there right now, and it's one dish only, one entree. What do you recommend?
You know, I always just like penny vodka with shrimp.
No. But not about you. Like to me, like you're like, yo, this is chicken parm. Chicken parm.
Yeah.
Side of spaghetti comes with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, it sounds so good.
Here we go again.
Dude,
I'm so hungry. Now you're hungry. You're hungry,
bro.
now.
Yeah, I
You're
feel
hungry.
it in my stomach, dude. Chicken parm sounds so good
with a good sauce. David Burns on Facebook, watching from Cedar Hill, Texas. What up, Davey?
Let's go. What's up, David? Thanks for tuning in again.
Bud. I know he's fired up. He's fired up for them Cowboys.
Are you?
Are you, Tony?
I think they're gonna kind of fall flat like they always do. No.
So we have a nice new follower, David Burns, and you're talking smack about his team. Like I'm
not talking smack. I'm just like I'm not gonna fall flat. Yes,
fall flat. That's not talking smack.
I guess it's talking smack, but it's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
I mean, I'm not.
That's it. No, David, they win the Super Bowl. David, Cowboys, baby, America's team. Let's go.
But is it a simplistic thought process?
Oh wow. Oh, who is his team?
So Dave, you're gonna get a chuckle out of this one. He grew up as a Patriots fan. Then was a Giants fan.
No. I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up as a Patriots fan.
Not sure what he wants to happen. He'll let you know a little later.
You know, you're really twisting those words around there, Brian.
What's different from what I said?
How did I
deviate from the truth?
Grow up a Patriots fan.
That's what you literally said.
No, I did not literally. I said I was a Patriots fan when I was young. Like we're talking like 5th to 6th grade, dude.
That's growing up. Are you not growing up in 5th and 6th grade?
No, you are. I'm growing up right now. Okay. And then I was like, all right. And then I became a Giants fan because I was in New York, whatever, dude. And then now I just lost my interest in football. And David Burns is getting a real kick out of this, dude.
And David, he's one of those people. He played rugby. He coached rugby. So now it's like, oh, rugby's so much better than football. God forbid I can have some respect for it. You know that's what it is.
I have some respect for the players, but the league is just not.
Rugby, it's so much better. It's so sick. Rugby is so dope.
I mean, I think it's a better sport in general. Yeah, I do. I do think so.
No, I love forward laterals. Like we're playing like the Green Bay Packers in the 1930s with padded helmets, Tony.
There's such thing as a forward lateral, Brian.
You get what I'm saying, okay? The whole this, like, what's this? What's this? Okay. Now, speaking of the Giants, we play them the first week of the season in September. And the Cowboys have played the Giants very, very well. I think it goes back the last 7 years. So I'm not expecting you to have any trouble there. Of course, big keys this year. What's the deal with Tony Pollard? That was a tough injury last year. And then Dak, will he make it through the season? Will he cut down on the number of interceptions? And Mike McCarthy, what's he doing there? I think, and you have a new offensive coordinator as well, whose name that I seemingly have forgotten. I'll have to look that up, but I know Kellen Moore now working with Justin Herbert. It's funny, Kellen Moore still comes up.
Brian
Schottenheimer, who is the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, as well as the New York Jets. What do you think about Davidson? He's looking to put Saquon on his back.
I think it's gonna be a little tough to put him on his back, but I mean, Dallas had great defense last year.
They did,
so it's possible, dude.
Diggs with that new extension. Yeah. Dave, what do you think about the new extension for Trevon Diggs? Are you excited? I'm interested to see what he has to say about that.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out. But while we're waiting for an answer on that, Tony, let's just get out in front of this. Last night was a complete. And he said he's predicting 5 sacks from the Giants quarterback.
Wow, dude. I mean, it's possible.
I don't know, though. Thomas with the new extension, I think they're out. And we'll have to see. Yeah. But anyway, Tony, 9-3 Mets last night. Justin Verlander, I know you're riled. The record against the Yankees, 6 scoreless innings. We understand it. And it has me sitting here today feeling like I was fooled by, and I know the Royals. I was warned. The Royals. Yankees, I think, are 7-1 against the Royals and the A's this year, and then under 500 against everyone else. But the Mets were just coming off, a weekend in Boston that wasn't great. So you expected a better effort. You expected better than 11 left on base, 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. It was just a complete failure offensively. Obviously we were watching the game together, at the Horseshoe, and it was, and they did strike out 8 times, also drew 8 walks, but only had 3 runs, 5 hits. I don't know how that happens. But it's like they were either missing or not swinging at, the really good pitches. I mean, it was a common theme. A lot of strike one right down the middle.
Yeah.
They're just letting it go. I mean, that's bad plate discipline and pitch recognition.
Yeah. No, I do totally agree. I think, we talked a little bit about it. It seemed like, Yankees strategy, which probably would have been a good strategy, was to be patient at the plate with Verlander, let him make some mistakes. But it just seemed like Verlander established his slider and his curveball early on. In his outing, so it kind of froze. It looked like it froze.
Well, they couldn't hit the fastball up in the zone.
Yeah,
swinging right through it,
literally.
And I really was disappointed in Anthony Rizzo. I thought he had turned the corner after that 4-for-4 game on Sunday, and he missed a lot of pitches yesterday. Did not help us, whatsoever. So that was extremely disappointing. So I just big spots, you think about a couple situations. First, I know you weren't necessarily hating on it, but for my mind, pinch hitting Ben Rortvedt for Higashioka made no sense with the bases loaded. He doesn't come through.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And it's like, I feel like at that point, it's like, why even put in? He's barely got any at bats, and you're just gonna throw him in there in a very important situation. That's bad, man.
No, yeah, I agree. I think at the end of the day, if you look at if you look at Higgy, it really would have been a flip of the coin between these two. But again, like you said, like Higgy has
more at bats. Yeah, exactly.
So you expected a little advantage to go to Higgy's way. So I think that's another example here you can put on Boone for a poor managerial decision.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't like that. And then it wasn't a managerial move. And I know he just missed it, but like bases loaded for Stanton. That's a game changer if that is in the gap, if it's off the wall, if it's over the wall. And he doesn't come through. And obviously he did get the start at DH last night. And the results have been, pretty favorable for him of recent, in terms of the power department, but it's just tough not to overreact about this one because, they know the situation that they're in. They know how tight the playoff race is. They know Judge is coming, back around the corner. But I just feel like at the end of the day, there was just no excuse for this last night, no matter how well Verlander was painting corners. This was an embarrassment. I know Herman, completely let you down, but at the same time, the offense has to be better. You can't be scoring runs on walks and sacrifice flies and ground outs, which is what they did last night. You actually have to be getting, key hits, driving the ball, and they just were not doing that.
Yeah. If you want to think about the mistakes they made, looking again, we saw it late in the game. They're looking at pitches down the middle of the plate. And again, I understand, Verlander was establishing his breaking balls and everything, but you have to have a better recognition. It's something they were expecting the ball to break down, expecting the ball to break left or something like that. And obviously it wasn't happening. And then on top of that, you had the defensive kerfuffles, with McKinney in left field, Bader in center. Your outfielders were making mistakes. Not to mention, there was, I don't even know what it was, like 5th inning, like Bader and Bowers almost ran into each other on a routine fly ball. It seemed like your outfielders were not communicating correctly. On top of that, mentioned their mistakes at the plate. And then, Herman really wasn't anywhere near what he looked like his last few outings. Obviously, we know about the perfect game, the game after getting pulled too early. 6 innings, 6 earned runs for him with 1 walk, 9 Ks, gave up 3 home runs. It's not great. I think this is a fake caller, I want to say.
Can we see if they're on the sports board or no?
Let's see. Hello?
No?
Hello?
This is the second time they've done that to you.
I know, dude. But then during the show too.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. That was kind of like my take on the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees just did not play fundamentally well.
Yeah,
they really didn't. They had mistakes in the outfield. They weren't doing great at the plate. I mean, they didn't do things well enough to win. I mean, the Mets bullpen came in and we're gonna blow it, dude. Leone and Rayleigh were blowing
they were
it.
asking.
Hartwig was blowing it, dude.
Yeah.
They really were. Like your
8
bullpen
walks.
came in and they sucked.
Yeah,
as they've been doing for a while. Like that late in the game is the time to kind of hit the Mets where it hurts, which is in their bullpen. Their whole bullpen sucks, dude. And their bullpen has been even well rested now. I think, I know we were giving a lot of excuses for the bullpen to be overworked and everything like that. But I think honestly, at this point, I mean, the bullpen, you just don't have good guys. I mean, Hartwig is too young and inexperienced. Leone is like 33 years old. He came over from the Rangers. He just sucks. And same thing. I mean, Rayleigh, you don't have a lot of confidence in him. You obviously didn't use Drew Smith last night, but still, I mean, Rayleigh is someone who gets put out there a lot, and he lasted an out and gave up 2 runs and a walk. So I mean, it's kind of tough there. From the bullpen perspective, and again from the Yankee perspective, to be like, hey, you got like that was your time to shine. When you really, you think about it, at that point, like, yeah, you're kind of down 6-0 already through the first 6 innings. But you got to figure out a way to score early there. I mean, you had the opportunities to make it a 1-run game, with Stanton and everything. So
I just hate that this cycle that this season is. I feel insane, Tony. The waves of emotions this season. It's like, when you see like they do like the GIF or whatever GIF, where it's like it shows like optimism, like sense of relief, panic, and then like you go that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I just, no matter how much I see right in front of my face that they're not playing good baseball. There's a lot of issues. I still can't help to be wrapped up in it, bothered by it when they do bad, and hopeful for the best. I can't give up on this team. I know they can play a lot better, but every time they get an opportunity to prove that, they just don't do it unless it's against the Royals, against the A's. So I just find myself very confused in terms of, what's next, what's going to happen. And I feel like tonight, for instance, could go either way. They could play a great sound game, beat the Mets, probably in a close one though. For whatever reason, I can't see them winning
blowing
8-3 or something tonight. I feel like it's like a 3-2, a 5-2, a 6-5. It seems like it's going to be tight. Every win, you have to sweat it down to the last second. And then, I want to feel good about Baltimore. We split with them at Yankee Stadium, won those first 2 games, let the third one get away, got blown out in the 4th. But boy, am I concerned that even with an off day tomorrow, the weekend in Baltimore could be pretty ugly. Like, hopefully it's not.
Yeah,
but
man.
We know how good of a team Baltimore is, despite blowing it last night.
Right.
Cano, it seems like, I don't know if it was Glaber hit a home run off of him or something, but when we were playing them, he was like unhittable for the first half of the season. Seems like he's finally, wearing down. But there's so much talent over there. And this is a key point in the season. So it's like, I don't know what to expect next.
Figure it out.
I don't know. And I was actually listening to Ty D. Butler last night on my way home.
Really?
He's a huge Yankee fan, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard too much of him over the years, but he was like all the hosts that are Yankee fans are saying this on local radio, that obviously they can't help it. They're diehard. They're going to go to games. They're going to watch every game, but they're saying they are, and I don't know how realistic this is, but removing themselves from the emotional part of it, that they're not going to live and die with how the team does. And I just think if you're a really big fan, as you know, with the Mets, kind of like basically impossible to do that.
It's tough to take emotion out of it when you are a fan. Yeah, dude. But I think Ty does a good job of it, honestly.
Oh, yeah. But I guess maybe, but I don't know. I think it's a general thing, but I think it's tough to do that. And especially, I mean, you know me, Tony. When am I removing myself emotionally from how they're doing?
No, dude, literally, when they were losing, we were playing pool. It seemed like you were hitting the balls a little harder, dude.
Pool shark, Tony.
Yeah.
Pool shark. Like, I feel like you almost would think it would be a good battle. Us heads up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like, obviously, betting odds, though, after my performance yesterday, has it went from minus 210, Tony, to minus 150?
Yeah, I would say 150. Yeah, that's about right.
Not bad. And a better shot to beat you there than in the lanes.
Yeah, definitely. But you're not getting no handicap, okay, on the pool table.
I'm just saying, if you're confident, why wouldn't you put your money where your mouth is, Tony? No?
All right, so what do you want to do?
No, I'm saying so.
Pool table? Let's go. We'll find one.
But like it's like, I guess it would be if I lose because it's minus 150. I guess if it was minus 150 plus 150, you know what I mean? Like
right.
I would get 150 if I won. You would get 100 if you won.
Right. Or like if I win, I get lunch. If you win, you get dinner. Sort of
and dessert.
Oh yeah, and dessert.
And the garlic nuts. I mean, come on. Is that gonna hurt anybody? Garlic nuts?
No, dude. The garlic nuts are so good, dude. Oh,
I think we have to get them next time.
We really do. I want to try like their wings and other stuff they have.
Yeah. Did they give you a lot of garlic nuts or no?
Yeah.
So is it like conceivably we could go salad, garlic nuts, and Sicilian, and that would be enough?
Oh yeah.
Probably should try that.
Let's do it.
Can you put a topping on the Sicilian, or that would be too much?
No, you can.
But have you ever or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sausage, cherry pepper.
What do you think of it?
Delicious.
Yeah.
I really want to go sausage onion next time though. The onion, dude.
Yeah. And how about a pound of jalapenos on the side?
Oh yeah, peppers on the side.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Dude, the pepperoncinis on the side with the salad, dude.
Starving. We do have a comment though from David Burns.
Yeah, he's pretty excited. He says it's a really good deal for the Cowboys to pay Trayvon. He deserves it. One thing, Jerry was smart not to let a cornerback like Trayvon go to waste, and was a good deal Jerry put on him to get him to stay with the Cowboys. He's the reason the Cowboys have the best defense. Jerry Jones. What do you think about that?
I mean, hey, I think you didn't want to lose him. So
also, Michael says that I should be a Jets fan.
It would be nice if we could all just agree on something.
What do you mean? Southport, delicious agreement.
Sports wise, what do we agree on?
Rangers? No, Michael kind of doesn't.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The three of us, and it just seems like because football, you don't have this like big fan association. That would be the easiest path. But for some reason, you just. But just give me this, Tony. I know we can have this conversation forever, but as part of your hesitancy, like a combination of things, but and I'm sure you get it firsthand with Jay, and this is like just a common Jets fan thing. You see year after year, failure after failure, but yet the same attitude of the fan leading up to the season. This is our year. It just the continued embarrassment that you can't get there. Is that what it is? Even though we have Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I sure I'll be a Jets fan if you want me to be.
This is confirmed 100%.
Sure.
All in on the Jets. Let's go.
I don't know how much I'm going to give you, but yeah, sure.
Wait, what do you mean you don't know how much you're going to give me?
I'm going to watch football the same way I've been watching football.
But you're going to be pumped for the Jets.
Okay. Yes.
You know what I didn't realize?
What's up,
And
dude?
I know David Burns already knows this. Week 2 in Dallas. Jets Cowboys.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he's going to go?
I wouldn't see why not. 425 CBS. So you'd imagine Nance, Romo, Tracy Wolfson.
Nice, dude. You like Tracy Wolfson?
She does a good job.
Yeah.
Right?
I like Romo.
Yeah.
Nance.
So wow. I mean, it is an interesting start to the season if you think about it. I mean,
great games.
Patriots conceivably should be an easy one. It is at home. You do have Rodgers, but I mean, we know the Jets' track record against the Patriots, but then Chiefs week 4, Broncos week 5, Eagles week 6, Giants week 7. I mean, it's like you got to be on the ball every game. 7 games. What's your prediction? I know what you're going to say, but just say it anyway.
All right. So first 7 games of the Jets,
Yes.
right? So you have
Bills
Giants.
at
Oh, sorry,
home,
Bills,
at Cowboys, home to Patriots, home to Chiefs, at Broncos, home to Eagles, at Giants. Which at Giants is obviously just a home game, but
I guess. Damn, dude, 4-3.
I knew you were going to say it. I'm going to go out of limb and say 5-2. I think
they lose to the Chiefs. They lose to the Eagles.
No. I mean, I guess that does make the most sense, yeah. Because I think they're going to beat the Bills, they're going to beat the Cowboys,
beat the Broncos,
beat the Patriots, beat the Broncos, which won't be the easiest thing in the world.
No.
And then I think they are a better team than the Giants with Daniel Jones. So
that's tough for 7 games, dude.
It is. But
that's really tough, dude.
I got Ree over here. I thought he would be around maybe for the weekend for golf. You know, when he was like, oh, he's in New Hampshire. That's already nice. Threw 14 holes, 43 on the front, which for him is just kind of average. He's always low 80s every time, but only 1 over on the back.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really impressive, dude. He's through 14 right now, he said.
43 on the front, 1 over on the back. So he said it's a smaller course, so let's not give him too much credit.
Par 70?
Probably at most, honestly.
Wow, dude. That's really impressive.
Yeah. So, you know, back to baseball here. Tough. Don't know what to think. So many questions. Trade deadline. I'm guessing they're just going to make a lot of moves at the trade deadline. Do you think there's 3, 4, 5 trades to be made from now till the deadline by the Yankees?
I mean, sure, dude, but it's just what are you willing to give up, Brian?
Everybody besides
Volpe,
Judge,
Cole.
And
Even Anthony Volpe
in the
bullpen.
bullpen.
See you later.
No, Volpe is part of that group.
Volpe is.
And you would trade him for Ohtani or Soto.
Mm-hmm. Volpe.
Yeah.
So
I know some people are tight that I said that, but come on. Like Soto's established.
Yeah. That's tough, dude. But I mean, sure. I mean, these trades could be looming around the corner for sure. But I mean, again, I think Soto stays in San Diego.
Ohtani stays because they're in the pennant race tickets.
I think Ohtani
I've heard
still stays.
The whole time I was so convinced they're gonna trade him. Are you kidding? That trade package, but it's a big thing for the owner that he's gonna sell out most of these games, and the fact that they have a chance to return to the postseason for the first time in 9 years.
So
he's gonna ride it out.
Yeah, he definitely is, dude. And that's not gonna. I mean, any decision Ohtani makes is not gonna hurt him making more money down the stretch anyway. It's not, like Ohtani isn't gonna be in a rush to be leaving,
right? But I think he is kind of in a rush though, because he's tired of losing
after this season. Nothing happens.
Oh yeah, this year. Yeah, of course.
So I mean, I don't know, dude. What do you? I mean, I know we talked about Bellinger. Talked about Arenado.
I mean, that would be pretty good. Those 2 guys, and then. Are
you looking to acquire another starter, another bullpen guy?
They said that David Robertson actually could be in play potentially.
What are you giving up for him?
I don't want to do this, but I would give up. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Everson Pereira, but that almost seems a little too rich.
Really?
Yeah. You would like it.
What's his numbers? I haven't seen.
I mean, he's got power, hits for a good average. Just got called the AAA outfielder. I mean, you're all in. You're in.
Dying for the outfielder.
And I think maybe McKinney back to the Mets. You seem like you've been wanting McKinney.
I don't know. He was trash on the Mets.
No, he's been inconsistent with the Yankees. I feel I want Florial. I think you want Florial though.
Sure.
You would be pretty excited, or
I would be very excited for Florial.
And then you get extra riled, he starts hitting dingers, and
they call him up immediately.
Robertson,
and they're up.
Tommy John.
Oh no, I wouldn't wish that on him. He's been
good guy.
He's a good guy. He's been doing really well for the Mets, dude.
Yeah,
and they're gonna use him again tonight.
Yeah, probably.
He only threw 2 outs.
2 outs yesterday.
Which was a really smart move by Buck, by the way, to bring in Ottavino in the 9th instead of using Robertson again.
So, yeah, no, that was a good move after they padded the lead there.
Yeah.
So last night, I mean, other than the typical beating the Yankees in a Subway Series game, maybe rubbing it in my face, maybe not. Other than that, though, did it do anything for you?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, dude. To see Alonso hit 2 home runs, have that
Yeah.
RBI single in the first as well. To see Verlander pitch really well.
To see Alonso meditate.
Yeah, hey man, whatever works, dude. You want to go in the dark room, Peter? All right, you go in the dark room. Okay. And then even that, if you can go deep after. I mean, that doesn't really do anything for me, but having McNeil get a couple of RBIs, that was nice to see from him. But I mean, again, it's just small peanuts here, small victories. They don't really amount to much for me. I guess I think yesterday was really the first time I saw the bullpen come in,
do the job.
No, they didn't. Well, they didn't really do the. They were kind of fumbling it a little bit. So it's like
3 runs over 3 innings.
But that was the first time where it was like, hey man, you had a starter give a great start, and your bullpen actually just genuinely, off a good rest, came in and blew it.
Right.
So those guys can't be trusted. I think like Leon has got to get out of there. Even Ray. I mean, you're looking to completely retool your bullpen, and if you really look at it, I mean, these guys weren't even coming out of the bullpen at the beginning of the season. You had Brigham and fucking whatever the fuck other guys were, but yeah, I mean, it's nice. You scored a lot of runs and you won. Again, we've talked so much about how many games the Mets have scored 6 or more runs and ended up losing. And again, you got to tip your hat to Justin Verlander. This was a big spot for him. I mean, he could have gotten popped,
Right.
So you're happy for Verlander, but again, it's still, not great.
Yeah. Yeah, given the circumstances.
No, it's not like I have a reinvigoration of confidence now. Like,
yeah, well, I certainly don't.
Yeah.
So you got last game of the Subway Series 2023 tonight. Quintana Rodon. Quintana was average in its first start. I think 5 innings, 2 earned. And then you had Rodon 7.36 ERA his first 3 starts, blowing kisses to the fans in the OC in his last start.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you didn't see that walking out the mountains?
No.
Yeah. I guess because they were like booing him or something.
But did he not pitch well though?
He didn't pitch well, no. But he's gonna pitch well tonight. I'm telling you that. I feel really good about the scenario.
Okay.
So,
do you know what I think?
Yeah,
I think both pitchers get absolutely hammered tonight.
Really?
Yeah, both of them. Like early, often ding. It's like first inning. Mets come out, they score 2 runs, bottom of the first, Yankees come out, they score 3 runs, and it's just an absolute firing squad.
Wow.
And I just think it really kind of boils down to who your bullpen is and who your closer is to end the game, honestly.
So who wins?
I think Robertson in the 9th, 3 up, 3 down. Mets win by 1, 8-7.
I'm gonna say Yankees win 8-2. And Stanton 3 home runs.
8-2. Oh, dude, come on.
Yep.
Honestly, you honestly think Stanton's gonna have 3 home runs tonight?
Quintana threw like 85.
Yeah.
I know, whatever. He had 91 last time. He's so hittable.
Okay.
He makes a mistake, done. Okay. So they better win. All right. They better, let me tell you.
All right.
I'm not gonna be able to handle it. At least like then it doesn't make the last 2 series that bad. You think about it, you'd be 4-1 versus Kansas City and the Mets, whatever. And then you got to take 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. Just do it. Just step up, be the better team. So we'll have to see what happens. And like I was alluding to before, you have a 10-point lead in the pick segment. So pretty much just riding out the string and the battery pack at this point.
That's tough, dude.
But that being said,
next pick?
Next pick here. I was taking a look at this, and there was a couple different places I could go. A lot of afternoon games today, as we usually see on a Wednesday. But nailing it down to one, I got to go with the Braves. I just think, I know they didn't look good yesterday, but Strider on the hill, he's got a huge lead in the strikeout leaders in the National League. He's pitched well, 11-3, 3.78. I know Bayo, after a terrible start, has turned things around, but I think the Braves are going to get their revenge tonight. I think the balls are going to be flying over the monster. I could see Acuna and Murphy hitting home runs. Maybe throw one in for Albies as well, but I think the Braves They get 6 strong from Strider, 2 earned, 12 strikeouts, defeating the Red Sox 10-4.
Love it, dude. I think my next pick, I'm gonna go Dodgers. Tony Gonsolin on the mound against Kikuchi, dude. And honestly, their ERAs are pretty comparable: 3.92 for Kikuchi, 3.94 for Gonsolin. But Kikuchi, I mean, he pitched okay, honestly, against Seattle, 5 1/3, no earned runs, but they ended up losing 3-2. So I just think even with that rare good outing, the man has still given up 11 earned runs in his past 5 starts. I know Tony Gonsolin has been a little bit of a shell of himself, compared to last season. I mean, even against the Mets most recently, he pitched well against. But other than that, 4 out of the last 5 starts, he's given up 4 earned runs.
It's not good.
That's pretty crazy, dude. But nonetheless, I'm going to take the Dodgers here anyway. They knocked down they knocked down the Blue Jays to win this series here. I'll say like 10-8. Very high scoring.
All right. For my third and final here, I am going to go with the Cubs over the White Sox. Marcus Stroman on the hill, 10-7, 3.09. Talk of trade conversation, even though the Cubbies are still in it. Lance Lynn, 6-9, 6.18. A lot of strikeouts, but lots of runs as well. Cody Bellinger hitting for the cycle in this one. And I want to say the Cubs are going to defeat the White Sox on the heels of Stroman giving them 7 innings of 2-run ball, striking out 6, defeating the White Sox, let's say 5-3.
Last pick, I'm going to go with the Orioles here. Bradish on the mound. Orioles here looking to win the series here.
Tough one last night.
Tough one last night for sure. But
Dean was tight.
Dean definitely was tight. But I say they do win this series here in Philly. And I think it's going to be a 9th inning, top of the 9th here. Anthony Santander, 2-run dinger.
No, it's Santander.
To put the Orioles up. I'll say, like 5-3. They take care of business in the bottom of the inning. Orioles win.
Wow. Jordan Westbrook. Westberg, Tony. Watch out for that name.
Really?
Shortstop, 24 years old, lit it up in AAA. It's been out for a couple of weeks. Have you heard his name, Thaddeus Young? Where are you at with that?
Thaddeus Young. Nah, dude, I have not.
Look him up.
Jordan Westberg.
Yeah.
Texas boy. Oh, maybe I have. It says I clicked on this.
Yeah, I knew it. I must have mentioned it. Just hit his first career home run the other day.
Wow, very impressive, dude. Let's look at his.
And Dean was telling me too. I didn't know they have the old Astros like general manager or like he worked in their front office.
Who?
Orioles. I'm gonna see who it is. I put in general manager and they give me Brandon Hyde. Obviously, he's not the general manager.
That can't be right.
Mike Elias.
Really? Mike Elias. It does say Brandon Hyde on Baseball Reference.
Yeah. Like
what is that about, dude?
He's the vice president and general manager for the Baltimore Orioles. Mike Elias, 40 years old. Worked for the Astros for 6 years, 2012 to 2018. So he was there for the scandal. With the Cards before that. Part of player development.
That's always good.
Yeah. I guess that was a good move. They've definitely drafted very well.
Hell yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Just like the Carolina Hurricanes.
Do you think they're going to be a team that's going to add a lot at the trade deadline? Obviously, we know they don't spend a lot of money, and I think Kyle Gibson's the highest paid player on the team. What happened there?
Funny bone, dude.
Oh, jeez.
Why what do you think?
I don't know. But you think they add a pitcher or no? Verlander?
No.
Scherzer. Yes.
It's possible they can get Scherzer.
Yeah.
Get him probably pretty cheap.
Go back to the DC area, right? Baltimore.
Yeah, he'll enjoy that, I'm sure. Sure, yeah. I say they definitely would look to add. I think it's gotta be the price is right though for them, right?
Yeah.
You really don't want to give up any of your young guys at all.
But they have the flexibility to give up, a couple that you don't want to
guys in the minors right now they can give up.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't give up anyone that's on your team.
No. But I think you would think they would want to go with it. Go for it. It's been a little while. So.
Yeah.
Interesting
Go
to
for
see,
gold.
right?
Let's go. All or nothing, baby. Let's go.
Other than giving Craig O a shot later, anything else you want to mention?
No, Screen Time episode was out yesterday, dude. Oppenheimer review. Check it out if you haven't already. And yeah, Craig
Look
O,
forward to the
8:30.
best of Web 3. Tony.
Big episode tonight. A little hiatus for Craig O.
Little hiatus.
Vacation, and then he was doing just some short reel stuff. This is his first episode, I think, in like 2-3 weeks.
Wow.
Big
Fans
episode,
are
dude.
clamoring for that one.
Literally,
8:30 sharp.
8:30 sharp
What's for dinner
tonight?
Yeah, before the episode. I imagine you gotta have
Has
dinner,
to be, dude. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I was thinking Chipotle. It's right here. Quick, easy, good, filling.
Build the bowl. Is it a burrito bowl or no? Or is it a burrito?
I'll probably go with the burrito. Yeah,
you know what? I was just talking about.
dude.
I was just talking to Pooch about this. I just like my whole thing with a wrap is I don't really like it because I just feel like it just doesn't taste like anything. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, I don't mind the burrito tortilla because they normally warm it up.
Right, but a tortilla,
but the wraps and it's cold. It's like cold dough, like raw dough. Like, why would I?
But it seems like there's a big
dude?
push. Like people love wraps and stuff.
Actually, it's funny. I read an article about this like over the spring, I think. Where people are like, oh yeah, wraps are less calories or whatever.
But aren't they a ton of calories?
They're thick as fuck, bro. You are better off just having white bread.
Yeah,
or bread, I should say.
Yeah,
whole wheat bread.
Wonder white bread. Throw it out.
Pepperidge Farm.
I don't know. Give me Portuguese bread or
Portuguese roll, like a roll.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just like sliced white bread,
like sourdough bread.
Sourdough, yes, but not.
So
I'm just talking about traditional white. No,
you know, just white bread.
No, there's no flavor to it. It really isn't.
Get the wrong bread.
Like multi-grain bread is more flavor than white bread.
Yeah, but I don't want multi-grains.
Are you really that tight of multi-grains?
I'll go whole wheat.
It's good
if I have to.
Whole wheat toast is very good.
Whole wheat toast is good.
Yeah, there's
a little butter, a little jelly,
little bite to it.
You like jelly?
No. Do you?
Love jelly.
Really?
Love jelly donuts.
Jelly donuts are good.
Well, then how are you gonna tell me you don't like jelly if you like jelly donuts?
Because jelly on toast, no.
What's the what?
But in a donut, it's just different. The powder, it just goes well.
So what if I put powdered sugar on your toast with the jelly?
I'd rather just get a donut. Oh man, that is good stuff for sure. But once again, Tony, would like to thank everybody for tuning in today, continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee in costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Mets.
And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.